Okay, you can hear me now?
I don't fully understand everything right now, but I know you have great plans for me. I'm hurting.
You can hear me now?
Pain.
You can hear me now. Is this thing on? What is up, y'all?
Do it all on my own.
Yeah, I forgot I had it on mute.
I don't want to hurt no more. I don't want to feel like this ever again.
Man, that Sierra prayer from Summer Walker joint go hard. It go hard.
I know you do what's right.
She was chatting.
I'm broken, but
I know this a lot. I know this a lot.
help me put all the right pieces together. I know my pain is not in vain. I know that my baby is the most precious gift you've given me.
I know this is a lot.
Thank you. Cover and protect us, Lord. Okay, the next
I know it's a lot of females' prayers right about now. What's going on, Big Mish? Ooh, girl, we gonna have a topic today. Is you ready? Is you ready? Because we gonna have a lot to chat about. It's gonna be a jam session. Okay, I think I might call this the FoXXy jam session. Come jam with me, y'all. Come jam with me. FoXXy midday jam session. FoXXy jam session. We jamming. Ooh, right on time. Okay, what time is it? It's right on time, right on time, right on time. I'm letting the people come through. Okay, because this is a word. Come on now. Come on now. That Sierra prayer go hard. Amen. Talk it, Sierra. YouTube may want to try to blank this out. Okay. Lucy, what's up? Hey. Yes, I think what was that movie called Lucy? I think that movie's called Lucy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that like button on the way in, y'all. Subscribe on the way in, okay? This is a jam session we about to have today. Talk about a word, okay? A word. All right. House of Vybez 2. Also the October session, the October group session. Please make sure you sign up for that because definitely want to help the girls. Okay, I want to help the girls get through any type of like self-love or self-sabotaging, or even if you're trying to repair that love credit. Okay, if you want to dive more into it and you trying to really get to it, so that way you can be your higher self, so you can attain that high value man, as y'all may say, you know that term or whatever, but the divine counterpart. Okay, so you can be the divine counterpart too. All right, so I'm definitely I want to help y'all be the best version of yourself. My goal is to really let y'all understand that you are still very much alive. It doesn't matter if you're in your big age, middle age, whatever age you are. Okay? Okay, y'all? Listen. Listen. Oh, yeah, I hear the vocals, right? All right. And if y'all are feeling generous and you would like to donate to the channel, you could either super chat your girl, or if you want, I have my handlings there. All love, thank you. You feel me? All right. Hold on tight and don't let go. Baby, I'm about to explode. So come through, come through. Now the first thing we're gonna sit here, we're gonna chat about narcissistic men. And this tidbit was inspired, I'm not gonna say inspired, but it was something that was, I mean, obviously narcissism is, that word narcissist and narcissism is definitely overly used and misused. Okay, because there's been Cardi B been circulating due to the live that she had in regards to Offset and the comments are very interesting. And shout out to Cardi B. You know what I mean? Like, I fucks with Cardi B. Like, hard body. Cardi B's my girl. Yo, Cardi, holla at your girl. Holla at Fox. Because one thing with Cardi, two things for sure, is that Cardi know about herself. Cardi got her own identity. You feel me? Cardi definitely knows herself. Okay? And she was able to get up out of there. Even no matter, I don't care how long it takes, people could sit there, try to talk shit, try to bash her, whatever the case is, talking about, oh, she went back after him, whatever it is. I hope she finds whatever sort of, like, I hope her healing journey is a dope one. And I hope it's something that where, you know, it's really going to elevate her and take her to the next level. In my opinion, I feel like it is, because one thing with Cardi is that she, no matter what the odds are or whatever, she know how to get it. She is definitely somebody is like that, you know, she has that princess story, you know. And one thing for her, and one thing that she did say on her live, that when she was talking about in regards to like Offset being a narcissist, was that he tried to use like materialistic things or whatever the case is to control her, whatever. But she had her own bag. She has her own identity. Keyword, her own. And a lot of times, right? So let's look up, I'm gonna look up the meaning, right? The meaning of narcissist. Because when I was looking in the comments, and I was just like, I'm looking at like a lot of the comments where females were talking about, oh, their ex was a narcissist, and talk, you know, really saying like their stories and stuff. And not for nothing, it's like, you know, like I said, I'm all for the girls. And this segment right here is, I really hope this helps someone with their, you know, to get through whatever it is that they're getting through. Now, if you are a victim of narcissism, please go and get the help that you need. Okay, I'm talking about real help. I'm not talking about reading a bunch of fucking books. I'm not talking about listening to these podcasts. I'm talking about real life, going to get the help that you need. All right, because a lot of times, a lot of people on here, a lot of these women are using the word narcissist in the wrong way. So for just simple, the term narcissist, personal qualities include thinking very highly of oneself, needing admiration, believing others are inferior, and lacking empathy for others, right? So one thing that I did notice that is a common denominator when it comes to men who are narcissistic is that they are very resourceful, and they are also men who have like monies or some sort of like authoritative position that allows them to really have control. So the thing about it is that, like, as I like dive into the comments and stuff, and it's just like a lot of these females are calling their exes narcissists, and they really don't. They're not narcissists. They may have, say, certain may have narcissistic tendencies, but not full-fledged narcos. And that's where it really kind of like grinds my gears, because when they be describing the men that are narcissists or claiming their ex is a narcissist, it's always, oh, he was living with me. Oh, he was say, being emotionally manipulative. All of these things where most of the time the women have something going on with themselves, but this man came in and made their environment toxic that they built up. And a lot of these dudes don't even be having shit. They really be bums. Like, ladies, stop confusing narcissistic men with bums, because narcissists use money. They could be materialistic. They could also be someone who has an authoritative position, whether if it's law enforcement. They could be someone of stature, whatever it is. They have some level where you are a target. You're a target. You're a target. They don't be narcissists, sweetie. They may have maybe narcissistic tendencies, but they're not narcissists, because these motherfuckers don't even have a cell phone in their name. They've been living with you, eating off you, and if you got kids, eating up your kids' fruit snacks, not helping you with shit. You had your own thing going on, and he came in and he thought just because he got a dick that he is a masculine and could exert that. No, he thought just because he was living and breathing and existing that he could have power. You allowed that man to manipulate you emotionally because he preyed on your loneliness. He preyed on something about you. So now when you dealing with a bum, okay, because bums, they don't have nothing going on. Bums don't have nothing going on for themselves. All they do, they could be homosexuals. Those are the dudes that gotta sit here and gotta pop penis to have a roof over their head and somewhere to sleep at night. And then if they luck up, you end up being a trophy BM. Sweetie, this is not no attack. This is something where a bum has entered your life so you can learn how to take accountability for yourself. Because what do bums equal? Bums equal somebody who is accountable of themselves and are conscious that they're doing bum shit. Now, bum shit don't have to be materialistic. Bum could actually be behavior. Okay, bum could actually be energy. Okay, someone who is a low life. So you have to think to yourself like, okay, if I know I have all of these things going, then where am I placing bum energy for myself? This is why I say I fucks with Cardi, because the key word that she said is that you can't sit here and use money and bags to control me when I get my own. If you got your own, then stand on it. Stop allowing these bums. Okay, stop allowing these bums, aka car salesmen, to sell you a dream just because they're preying on your loneliness because you just want to have a body. No, sweetie, this is why I really promote females to really get into their bag. You have to have a level of self-identity, and if you don't have a level of self-identity, you will get got. So when that bum comes into your life, if you are wondering, why is this bum, why did I get, instead of crying and trying to label him a narcissist, okay, stop trying to label him a narcissist, because you know what that really be? Sometimes females be trying to label a guy a narcissist, to use that as a blanket, to continue to play victim, to continue to sit here and create this chronic disillusion, and then you become your own problem. And then the cycle continues. A chick ego won't allow them to take responsibility for dealing with a bum, so they turn into disassociation with reality, which is why they lose out on growth and they deal with the same type of bum again and again. Darvo, deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. This is a defense mechanism used by perpetrators to avoid accountability for their actions. It's a form of gaslighting that can negatively impact a person's mental health. So when you're dealing with the narcissist, it's more so a calculated attack against you. It's like a calculated sniper who has a mark because he sees that you are in need of something, whether if you don't have friends, family, you're lacking in life. Because that right there, it's when you're dealing with a real life narcissist, this is a type of person where it's like you have to literally go through therapy. That's real life therapy, because this person has showered you or has controlled you in so many forms of fashion. So the attack, when you're dealing with the narcissist, the attack isn't your fault. It's up to you to recover from it in the best form of fashion. Now, just because they're not labeled a narco, that does not mean that they are off the hook. So it just means that stop trying to keep them on the hook so that way you can get yourself off the hook. Let me say that again. Stop labeling your ex a narcissist to keep them on a hook and to keep yourself off the hook. Own up to it and take accountability that you got by a bum. Go through that shame, go through that guilt, go through the emotions, but you don't sit in it. Don't sit in it. Allow this time to really go over and ask yourself why. Where is it at in my life where the things that you didn't like about this bum or whatever this bum was doing is tomato theory that I have? Because let's just say you don't, because he lacks consistency. So where are you inconsistent at in your life, shorty? Do you have a level of self-identity to the point where it's just like, instead of seeking somebody for validation, you want to seek them for confirmation? Okay? Stop seeking men for validation to validate you. And you're supposed to seek, if you seek out anything, it is for confirmation. Because some of y'all be getting stuck with these dudes. And these are really just like cornerstone relationships. Now, cornerstone relationships are when you're trying to like build, and this is usually like in your 20s. So cornerstone is when you're trying to build together a foundation, and you grew together a foundation. So you're growing. A lot of y'all be having these cornerstone relationships in your big age. And then you wondering why you are dealing with the same types of people in different forms and having similar scenarios back to back. A capstone is when you have already established your identity and defined yourself, your aspirations, and the constructs to see how you see your life. So when you meet someone, they are confirmation of what you already built. So for example, if you know that you are consistent in some certain area, you have been doing X, Y, Z, then when you start to meet the person, because you want to be the energy that you want to receive. So if you meet someone who is also doing the same thing and is confirming the work that you did, now you have reached a capstone. So now it's where you're putting you and me as the capstone. So now you're putting on top of what you already created. So you're looking for a person who recognizes the identity, not helps you with developing your identity. And if you haven't even reached that part, it's okay, because the in-between times, like let's just say the 28 to possibly maybe like 32 or under 35, this is where you start to figure out a self-identity, because we are always evolving. Are you still carrying around those same like parental issues? Are you still, are you still like dating, air quotations, still dealing with like the ghost of your ex's past? Or is your standards or your whatever it is, your requirements based on what the last person didn't do? Because if the last person didn't do something, then you damn sure should be doing it for yourself, sweetie. Catch it? Catch it? This is not an attack. No, this is a realization. This is so that way you won't get caught with the bums. You won't get caught with the bums. Maybe there's a certain bum energy about you, and bum energy don't even mean materialistically. It is your mindset. Do you have a poverty mindset? Are you still in the same position that you were? Have you been at the same job for how many years now? When's the last time you did something for the first time? Do you have a level of curiosity for yourself that you will have in a relationship? Because those are requirements in order for you to sit here and actually pull up in a relationship properly. So this is why I say you have to set the tone, you have to set the energy, you have to get the motion and be active and keep going, baby. Because if not, then it's going to start to be a resentment. So let's just say you want to deal with the masculine who is a protector, is a provider. He's very structured, he's disciplined, but you didn't pick the maintenance that goes along with that. You want a man who's structured and disciplined, but then next thing you know, when you see that, now you see he ain't playing. Homeboy is about it. He has, say, like a militant schedule. So now all of a sudden he's rigid. So what are you going to do? You're either going to retreat or you're going to try to have him come down and stoop to your low energy level. No, be careful what you wish for and be careful what you ask for. If you want something within a person, you have to start it. You can't be like, oh, I want this and then I'm going to go in here. Nah. It don't work like that, boo. It don't work like that. You want a protector, you want a provider, you want safety, then how are you at least at least doing that? Or are you saying, I'm in my masculine energy? I don't care how much accolades, how much degrees, I don't care how much accomplishments you have. It's your infrastructure. Are you using your accolades? Are you using, say, your platform, your artistic, your talents as a way to run away from yourself, as a way of escapism? Because then you're going to be attracting that. Because then next thing you know, what's going to happen? You're going to get with someone and you're going to be looking at, okay, I want my emotional needs met, but you haven't even met your own emotional needs. You haven't even reparented that inner child, but you're looking to this other person to do it. Nah. So when you come across a bum and you realize that you have been got by a bum, you don't have to keep on sitting in that bum energy. Don't leave the bums alone. If that's not what you want, then keep saying no, because understand, it's going to take some time. It's not going to happen just because it's 90 days. Where's any sort of discipline that you have? Because all this masculine energy that women say, I'm an alpha male, I'm this, I'm that, it's all materialistic. But then when you actually sit these females down, they lack vulnerability with themselves. How is that, mama? Or they have no discipline in a specific area. They still are easily motivated by lust. They still get caught up by lust. They wearing their heart on their pom pom, and then they wondering why they easily getting got. You can have all these damn degrees, but you over here still getting got by somebody that is using a finger to read. Make it make sense. There's something lacking there, sweetie, and that's what you need to turn around and actually figure out. Because if you don't figure it out, then you're going to be in your big age on social media being 35 to 45 or even 50 years old talking about, oh, any man that comes across to me, he got to pay my bills. He got to do this. You really want to be out here looking like them single ass bitches that's still bitter in a big age? Because quite frankly, I'm tired of seeing these women who are 35 plus, even close to 50, talking about they single and having the same type of men problems as someone who is under 30 or even in their 20s. The math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing. Because even if a female does want to be single, y'all bitches don't even make the shit look cool. Y'all don't even make it look cool. Y'all over here, y'all making these females look real concerned. Okay, they are concerned. Y'all actually are continuing a cycle for these young women to settle. To settle for the bums. Y'all, and that's why it's very disheartening when I see like these women who are on these podcasts 35 and older, especially the ones that's hitting 50. And they on here still talking about, oh, if he ain't buying me this, if he don't got a passport and he don't do this and he don't do that. Ma'am, excuse me. I'm sorry. What do you mean you are still having the same issues as somebody who is in their 20s? That means you yourself have to do the work, because the common denominator is you. You still accepting or choosing, or let's just say your environment. You still in the same dating pool? You still in the same dating pool? You still coming across the same type? So you, once again, be the energy that you want to receive. What are you actually looking for when you are going into these relationships? Are you looking for relief, or are you looking just for a guy just to pick up the bills? Because you feel like just because you make a certain amount of money or you have all of this, that you are so busy looking at the aesthetics and what he has in his hand, the next thing you know, when you get that type of man, all of a sudden he's a narcissist. All of a sudden he's a narcissist. But you haven't even given yourself the emotional security, because you haven't dealt with anything. All you did was just still continue that baggage. You went on so many different journeys after journeys after journeys, that every time when you got to that self-check, okay, when you got to that self-check to get on that flight, to get on to the next journey, you was checking bags instead of saying, nah, I got to carry on. I'm leaving that baggage. I ain't carrying that with me. You every person that you ever dealt with, situationship, relationship, is a lesson. There's a lesson. There's something that you should learn about yourself. So once again, do you have your own self-identity, or are you hiding behind the identity that you created online? Or you hiding behind your accolades? So now you feeling like, oh, just because I have this, I deserve this type of man. How? You're not even equipped for him. You're not even equipped for that successful man. Because that successful man put in that time, put in that work. And I'm not talking about the men who are successful and still got them motherfucking issues. I'm talking to the ladies right now. I'm talking to the ladies, because at the end of the day, even if you are seeing or meeting successful men who still have an infrastructure that they are working on, you would be able to identify it and say, oh no, I'm good. Sorry, I am not equipped to handle this. So instead of it taking you 6 years, 5 years, you go from it's taking you all these years to now maybe it only takes you 6 months. Don't be mad at that. Be happy, because now you're able to identify. Okay. Y'all can hear me? Somebody was trying to call me. Ooh. Okay. Like, come on now. Be the energy you want to receive. You have to figure out your own identity before you even get into a really solidified relationship, because a man is not going to validate you. He is supposed to confirm all of the work that you did. So if you find yourself still attracting bums, then that means you still have some work to do, or you have to still make sure you're saying no to the things that you don't want. Because if you recognize a bum, then you're going to say, oh, no, sorry, I'm good. And you're not doing it from a hurt space. And you're not doing it just because, oh, he may have this, he may have that. Just because the last one didn't have a job, now you're going to deal with one that has a job. No, it's the infrastructure, sweetie. It's not just the external. Because the next thing you know, you're going to find yourself settling, and then you're going to be on this here platform still agreeing with a bunch of old broads that are still single and miserable and bitter. In my opinion, like, I feel the females who are over 35 and you are on podcasts, all that relationship talk or whatever, I feel like a lot of these women who are 35 and older and have podcasts, they are tainting the dating culture. Because all I see is just a lot of just continuing the cycles. There's no reason why you are 50 years old, pushing 50 or in your 50s, and you still over here talking about, oh, if he can't pay my bills and all this other stuff. Miss, why are you having the same conversation as you was having when you was in your 20s? Okay, there need to be more, like, let's just say Tracy Ellis is out there. The Tracy Ellis, she out there, she's single, but she make that shit look fly. Her body look good. You could tell that she's full of fucking energy. She's a vibe. She's living her life, and she's very successful. A lot of you females be out here thumb thugging and on the internet and listening to all these bitter females still talk about the same shit. And then if a 20-something-year-old, or say just someone who is under 30 or even under 35, and they're listening to this, they don't make this shit look cool. They make it depressing, because it's just like, damn, y'all in y'all big age, 40 and up, 45 and up, and y'all still talking about the same type of topics? That's depressing. And then what that leads to? That leads to females like really on some, oh, you know what, I might as well just settle for the bums. It's just continuing the bum cycle. Instead, there needs to be more social platforms of females who talking about like how they got through it. Like how you got through it. And I'm not talking about from a victim. I'm talking about how, like, what does accountability really look like? Can you actually honestly sit here and say to yourself, a year ago or 5 years ago today, I'm not in the same position that I was? Because you should take pride with saying, yo, ex? Oh, no, baby. One thing's for sure, two things for certain is that I will never be the same person like how you left me or how I left, whichever it is. So that's why every time when you are not dealing with certain things that you know you need to heal, like really healing, and not just coming on the damn internet calling him a narcissist and all this other shit. No, there's no more using that as a blanket, as a victim, as a table topic, as a red table talk. No. They may have the tendencies, but they don't really fit it. And stop giving them that much fucking power, yo. Y'all really be giving y'all exes so much power by giving them such a powerful title. Like, why y'all giving them so much power? Y'all giving them mad power with giving them that title. Y'all still making a non-motherfucking factor person a factor in your life. That person is taking up so much of your mental real estate, living rent-free with utilities. Now, to the females who actually have experienced that by men who were that, I get the help that you really need. But to the women who were dealing with these narcissistic, so-called narcissistic men that didn't have a fucking pot to piss in, they came into your space with nothing to their name. Sweetie, let them go. Okay? Because like I said, most narcissistic men are resourceful men. That's what they use. And the moment that you don't comply, it's over for you. It's up and it's stuck. Narcissistic men literally see you as a target. That's where that's a level of you need medical help for that. Okay? For the other ones, these men that don't have shit, they coming into your space. They don't have nothing. They don't take care of their kids, but they trying to use the kids as pawn. Nah, them niggas ain't no fucking narcissists. The best thing, especially when it comes to, say, recovery from a bum, okay? When you want to recover from a bum, you have to still have a level of curiosity within yourself and also within life. Because if you are still living in fear and you are not, because sometimes what people do is that they overcome crisis and they overcome it, but yet it may redefine them, but all they do is it's like they put it aside and they stay the same. Like, if you overcoming a crisis, it's the ability to like redefine like oneself, and it also is able to, if you're in a relationship, redefine a relationship. But let's just say you have gone through some sort of freaking badass relationship or whatever the case is, your ability to overcome that crisis or overcome that relationship, that bad relationship, you don't just overcome it and just set it to the side, but then and stay the same. No, you have to, there's like a creative experience that you actually become different. Okay, so this is where like the interdependence, and this is where like the dynamic, like the power dynamic that you have to take your power back. You transmute it, because this is where your ego is used to propel you. Your ego should not be used to keep you down. I don't want to hear that, oh, he left me for some other fugly chick, or she looking like this, and look, he's still dealing with that. Why do you even concern yourself about who and what he's dealing and who and where he's at in life? Focus on you. The focus has to, you have to be so engulfed with yourself. Like how you are scrolling and still checking on his page and still doing that. Nah, if the person is, there's no curiosity level for yourself and actually going out and actually seeing that, you know what, you have the freedom. You have the freedom of choice. You have the freedom to actually explore. It doesn't matter the age. And release your own mental captivity to thinking that you can't do this. You have to be alive. And that's the thing that I love to do. I love to help people be alive. You have to be accessible to change. You was accessible to that bum, so now you have to be accessible to change. There's this neuroplasticity in the mind getting geeky right now where you can expand. Okay? So it's like being rich and expansive is definitely a demand, but it's also a set of skills that one must attain. Because if you can't even attain that set of skills in yourself, don't think that you will be able to have any sort of successful relationship at all, or even attain a successful man. I'm just saying. You have to be able to temporarily just like discard like your past and your past identity. Curiosity, this is where it's like it's a love. This is where how like you can literally get your youth back. Be curious about yourself, because if you're not curious about yourself, then the next person's not going to be curious about you. Be curious, be inquisitive. When's the last time you did something for the first time? Interest in finding out, not having an emotional attachment to one outcome. That's what like curiosity is, and that's how you really can start to see how you identify yourself with the world, because how you show up and how you identify yourself with the world, that's going to carry on. So when you're wanting to figure out something but not be attached to a particular outcome, curiosity, letting go of the identity of the past, just being curious about letting go and seeing where it guides you is the evolution of your identity. So that way you won't get caught up in a bum or someone who has narcissistic tendencies. I mean, I'm just saying, because I really want to help women get out of this victim mindset that they want to keep themselves in. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. Find someone who actually doesn't judge you for your mistakes. Find someone who, and this is not just, I'm not even talking about romantic, but if you know, because ain't nobody fucking perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. And if someone is trying to act like they are perfect, it's a problem. We all fucked up. We all been there. Okay? The reason why some people are able to sit here and talk with confidence is because, yeah, that was me. I did do that, but that's no longer me. That I don't identify with that. That was when I was in a fucked up space. Because a lot of times when you actually see what space you was in, during the time when you accepted someone who is a bum, most of the time you weren't in the best space to make those decisions. And that is okay. That is okay to feel in peace. Be okay with it, because this is where the curiosity, this is where the plasticity of the mind needs to come in. Understand that this ain't the only time. If you allow your biological clock to keep ticking, talking about I want kids, but yet you're fucking unhealthy, you're not even taking care of your body, you don't eat right, you don't get enough sleep, but you're working like a slave, how do you really feel like you are able to even be in the presence of a man who is successful, or a man who is showing up for himself in a certain manner? Because if you are weak physically, mentally, emotionally, and or spiritually, you will fall. Bitch, go do your push-ups. You have to put yourself through a certain level of like mental Olympics and retrain that subconscious. You need to get past yourself. You need to stand in front of yourself. You need to look in the mirror. How do you identify yourself? Do you have staff meetings? Can you actually sit here? Are you emotionally, at least know how to regulate your emotions? Because oftentimes when women say, oh, masculine energy this, it's always equating to finances. Oh, I'm in my masculine energy. You in your masculine energy, but then you're not approachable, but then you want a masculine, but yet you're not coachable, yet you're rigid. So you wondering why you keep bumping heads. Because again, where are you looking from? Are you looking from a place of validation, or are you looking from a place of confirmation? Because your mate is not supposed to be validating you. Your mate is supposed to be confirming exactly where the fuck you at in life. So that's why I say, when I'm looking at these females on these podcasts, it's just like it's a bunch of bitter females having the same conversation with these as the younger females. And y'all, and they don't make that shit look fun. If you are a woman in your 20s and you are, it doesn't, like I said, if you're in your 20s and you are following, let's just say, older females, please follow women who are in their 30s or wherever you at, whether you're in your 30s or in your 40s or in your 40s, looking forward to your 50s. Aging should not be looked at as something that's so negative. Aging is a beautiful thing. The only time aging is scary is if people are aging and still in the same mentality or still in the same cornerstone relationships that they were, or they're still trying to have cornerstone relationships in their big fucking age. Remember, cornerstone relationships are for when you in your early 20s. That's the building, that's the foundation and shit like that. In your capstone, you already have identified yourself. So now the person that you are with is going to be the person that is confirming, like, oh, okay, so it's showing. Let's just say you started being in the gym. You're not going to sit here and see a man be like, oh, he's in the gym. Oh, yeah, you're motivating me to go in the gym. Bitch, you should have been had motivation. I don't care if you don't even know. You should have tried to develop some level of consistency, because now you're dealing with a man who you are enamored by and who you want to be. And now you're going to be doing something and trying to be what they call a pick-me-sha. And then next thing you know, when you see that, oh, this dude is really serious about it, because what? Oh, you motivated me to do it? No, you should have been started it. You should have started some way, somehow. What were the prerequisites? If you wanted to get in the gym, then you should already have been in it. I'm not saying you got to be an expert, but you should have developed some sort of consistency and commitment to that, as well as had discipline. If you're going to take masculine energy, that's where you need to take it. Consistency, commitment to yourself, and discipline. Because if it's one thing that these dudes have, they are consistent in some area of their life. And I'm talking about successful men. They are consistent in a certain area. They are committed to whatever it is. And they are disciplined. So they are not trying to sit here and deal with any female that is a liability, especially emotionally. Because if she's on the in-house and she bugging out, that's going to seep out. No. You gotta, shorty, you gotta turn around. You gotta show up for yourself the same way how you desire someone to show up for you. Love and desire. Do love and desire match up for you, or you just still looking around for somebody to be loved because you still running that, oh, I got daddy issues in your big age. You got daddy issues, but you ain't really dealt with the issue. You decided to keep it as a subscription because you get more attention as a victim. Hop out of that, baby. You have to make the conscious effort to do it, because ain't nobody going to do it for you. If not, you're going to still keep bumping into the same thing, and probably even worse. That man that you are claiming that has narcissistic tendencies, oh, trust and believe, you're probably going to meet somebody that's 10 times worse. When a bum comes into your life, a bum is there to teach you how to take accountability for yourself. A bum is there to teach you where you had bum energy at. Where you have bum energy at? Keep it a buck with yourself. People can only meet you as deep as they can meet themselves. The same thing that you were talking about as a requirement, are you doing it for yourself? Think about it. Can you actually sit there and say, you know what, 5 years ago, this is where internally, and I'm not talking about whatever, like, what is it the last time that you worked on that you are actually proud of within yourself? What value have you placed within you? Okay? There's no more being a mother or to a man-child. There's no more doing that. No. If you have all this intuition, then use it properly. Intuition is a muscle. You got to work that out, baby. Don't just work it out when you feel like, oh, he's cheating. No. Use that when you know it's time to exit. You know when he's cheating, but you don't know when it's time to exit. And if you're having a hard time exiting, then ask yourself why. Because quite frankly, it's very disturbing to see the girls crying over someone who looks like they negotiated their way into earth. No, sweetie, nuh-uh. Fix that crown, baby. Fix that crown. Fix that crown, baby. Fix it. You not gonna, this is where you tell yourself, today is the last day. I am not dealing with this no more. You take whatever little bit of strength you had and you pack it up and you keep it going. You move forward. You have to make that, because especially if you got children involved, do realize that you are teaching your children what to accept when they are your age. You don't want to keep passing down that shit. Let that shit stop with you. Let your kids see what a healthy co-parenting looks like. Let your children see exactly what real strength looks like. Let your kids see that you can fail in peace and still make a comeback. Or even if you are single with no children, don't allow your age to sit here and really fucking redefine you. Because bitch, if you know that you are getting up there in age, then what are you doing to prepare your body as a mother? Because you got to mother yourself first, but before you can even become a mother. Do you have healthy habits? Are you going to your doctor to make sure? And if you are having a hard time conceiving, are you actually getting the emotional support that you need even afterwards? How are you mothering yourself? You have to be kind, compassionate, empathetic, and sympathetic, and give yourself the same grace and space that you gave all these other men and people. Like, because this is where you fix your crown, queen. This is where you really stand up for yourself. This is where if you're going to fight back, you fight back for your peace, your mental peace. This is where you really Okay. We back? Okay. Phone call had came in. My bad. But yeah, fix your crown, queen. Learn yourself. Use this time off to really date yourself. Date yourself. Get a commitment going with yourself. And that don't mean 90 days or whatever. Like, nah, you have to really, because you're unlearning to relearn, and you're literally doing like a whole reprogramming. Take the time out. Take the time out. Really take the time out. Really take the time out. You got to take the time out for yourself. Because if you can't be by yourself, how you going to expect anybody to turn around and be with you? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's wild. That's wild. That's really wild. That's really wild. If you're allowing loneliness to dictate your relationships, it's not gonna be a good turnout. It's not gonna be a good turnout. And if you keep on trying to use certain terminology to justify the shit that you did, as far as like not the shit that you did, but the shit that you accepted, you ain't gonna get really far. You got to take accountability in the part that you played in your own suffering. Because if you don't, you still gonna continue to suffer. Because it ain't their fault. You just betrayed yourself. You betrayed yourself. You betrayed yourself. And the moment that you stop betraying yourself is when people will stop betraying you. Even if you have these accolades or you have some sort of stability, you still have to make sure you stand firm. You still have to make sure you stand 10 toes down. You still have to make sure you stay committed. Because the moment that you see and you can identify, like, oh, okay, like, nah, I see we aren't on the same frequency. Let that shit go. Let that shit go. Let it go. And on that note, I hope y'all enjoyed the jam session. Okay, like, share, and subscribe. All right, also got the House of Vibes October group session. It's where we really get in depth, and I will really help y'all and really try to guide y'all to really finding yourself. I don't care what age you are. Please just make sure you know thyself. Because if you don't know thyself, you are going to forever keep on hitting a wall or keep bumping into people that is going to keep you further and further from yourself. So know thyself, so that way you won't keep bumping into people that's going to keep you further from yourself. All right? I love y'all. Like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next session. Later.